back. Can you afford to change your career? This is the big question that everyone asks when considering their next move. Another question that you don't often hear people asking is, can I afford not to change my career? This brings up all the other factors that weigh into our decision making, such as being passionate about our work, feeling like we're making a meaningful contribution, and enjoying what is most important to us, such as time with family. The reality, however, is that money gives us the freedom to discover a career that gives us all of those things, and also what makes us the most innovative, which is the true source of significant wealth. This section explores two key aspects of money that influence not only whether you can change career, but whether you have the freedom to discover the right career. The first of these is what I like to call your non-negotiables. These are the rules that you have in your mind that affect your decision making. They are often given to us by our parents through the legacy they leave for us, or by conforming to the norms of society. But these norms are changing, and when you put your non-negotiables under the microscope to examine whether they are still important in terms of your own changing value system, it can provide more freedom to negotiate other ways of building your career or living your life. The first one is the conventional notion of retirement. The baby boomer generation had a clear split between work and leisure. Generally, work was done not in the name of passion, but in the interest of making money, which was saved up to be enjoyed in retirement or in leisure. Many baby boomers often worked in one company for over 40 years, were forced to retire at the age of 60, and expected to live on average for another 10 years. Now, younger generations seek to find work that they would be happy to do all of the time, and instead of expecting to stay in one job for life, they will enjoy on average 4 to 5 career changes. As a result, professionals are now choosing never to retire, or are being forced to find a new career to occupy them for another decade or more, as we are living on average another 15 years longer. This shift has influenced the degree to which people feel they have to earn and save more for their retirement. The next notion is generational attitudes towards ownership. The baby boomer generation, which includes anyone born after the war, together with the children they influenced, which means all people over the age of 30, had ownership as a key value. Owning your home, car, and holiday house was seen as a key generational aspiration. Contrast that with millennials, who focus more on actual need than ownership. If they need to get from A to B, they are happy to share a ride using carpooling. If they want to go on holiday, they like to couch surf. In terms of owning a home, they are willing to rent if it means that they can maintain their lifestyle and flexibility. This is not to say that either approach is right, but rather that different generations are challenging how much money we feel we need to save to ultimately own. Let's consider the next big pressure that many generations have struggled with, the notion of leaving a financial legacy for their children. This is becoming less of a norm because of two key factors. Firstly, as discussed in the previous section, people are living longer, meaning that they often have to use up all of their savings on their livelihood. Secondly, young generations are stopping to expect or rely on a financial legacy from their parents because their attitudes to saving and ultimately ownership are different. When you are considering a career change, it is important for you to reflect on how much pressure you feel to leave a financial legacy for your children and at what cost. Finally, we come to the shifting perspectives of what wealth actually represents. For the baby boomers, wealth and prosperity was based largely in independence, money, and status, whereas the millennials see wealth in morality, personal relationships, community, and flexibility. So as you can see, our career choices and our decisions as to whether we can afford to explore career change are heavily influenced by the rules that have been ingrained in us as non-negotiables. Younger generations are challenging these rules and shifting our values. Let's see how flexible you are in renegotiating your rules so that you can create more financial freedom to explore a new career. Another key factor that influences your ability to not only move career, but to discover the right career is liquidity. Liquidity is freedom. It gives you the opportunity to explore several other careers thoroughly, and it gives you the ability to test multiple business ideas with a bigger margin for error. Let's clarify what creates liquidity. The first and most obvious is savings. The more money you have in the bank, the easier it is to start a business, and the longer you have to discover the right career. The second are assets such as houses, cars, and other investments, which can be sold as a last resort. They provide more liquidity should you need it to explore and pursue a more meaningful career. Then we come to the ability to freelance part-time in your existing profession. It is still doing the same thing, but what it gives you is the freedom to explore other careers while still paying the bills. Then you have the potential to go back to your old job if things don't work out or you run out of money. Exploring does not always mean that you find a better career, but that you realize that you actually had it pretty good. That said, sometimes we just don't want to go back to our old jobs, but it is the easiest way to replenish our exploration fund so that we can eventually get back out there. Knowing that you can go back to your old job provides you with financial liquidity. This can also be achieved by knowing that if you cannot go back to your old company, you could always get a job with one of your competitors. Again, this knowledge provides financial liquidity. The final way to create liquidity is vocational clustering. Instead of focusing on just your one established career, you could try and breathe more life into your other passions and skills to develop income streams that provide more liquidity to explore. You can also break your profession down into mini professions that can be offered to the market independently. An example of this would be a digital marketing manager doing part-time search engine optimization, or a professional accountant doing part-time bookkeeping. Let's see how much liquidity you have to explore another career.